everyone. I am Alexa Andres and I will discuss to you the early pre-colonial political structures. So before we start, um, before our barangay called the barangay, it was first called the first communities. It was established and defined as the inter-island trading or seafaring. So, inter-island trading or seafaring. We mean inter-island trading because they have the access to the bodies of water. Their livelihood is based on the bodies of water. Island trading because they get their sources or products through inter-island trading. They meet up between the islands and they exchange products for their communities. Meanwhile, the land-based communities were nomadic. They were hunting animals to get their food. But through the expansion and technology were growing and developing, the communities were called now the barangays. It is said that people deserve the kind of government they have because in early pre-colonial political structures, they don't have any government to support them. They just meet to exchange products in the islands. They just hunt animals for them to survive. But when the barangay has existed, the expansion of the barangays continue until it grows to have a government. In the case of the Filipino people, they went through a lot of stages, both forceful and peaceful in their quest for political maturity and independence. So, when we say barangay, it is said to be the basic unit. When we say the basic unit, it was very basic because it is the first one who established, and it is ruled by a datu. A datu is said to be a very good leader. He is the one protecting the people, being in charge with laws. He is a very grateful datu. So a datu must have a good example to the members, and if he has a good example to the members or on his tribe, he will be gagalangin siya ng mga tao. Yun po, sir. The barangay was the Filipinos' earliest form of government. It was an independent settlement consisting of 30 to 100 families, usually situated along riverbanks or at the mouth of a river spilling out to the sea. Just like I have said, they just live near the sea, or they will survive because they are getting their resources from the sea. Not like today, there are only limited sources we can get from the sea. The term barangay was derived from the Malay word barangay or balangay, which means sailboat. The barangays were used to transport the early Filipinos and their cargoes to the various sections of the Philippine archipelago. Just like I have said, each barangay was ruled by a datu, or village chief, who was also known as Raha. Some datus were more powerful than others, and consequently were duly. We commemorate a girl to be a datu because of the strong feeling of protectiveness of a girl to his tribe, to his or her tribe. The primary duty of the datu was to rule and govern his subjects and to promote their well-being in times of peace. He was the chief executive, legislator, and judge. So, when we say he is in charge in peace, legislator, and judge, he is the one acting to be a judge, just like in our times, to be handled in the court, if you are guilty or not. He is the one responsible for creating peace in his barangay. He is in charge of settling a peaceful nation or peaceful barangay, because a datu must be responsible for everything. He must develop his his being chief, because he is being kinikilala siya ng maraming tao. Dahil siya nga ay isang datu, dapat makilala siya bilang isang magaling, matipuno, at kayang ayusin lahat ng mga problema ng barangay. At para pagkatiwalaan siya ng mga tao nito, kailangan niyang gawin lahat ng nararapat. Kung ano ang tama at sa mali, at kung ano ang dapat niyang gawin sa mga taong nagkakasala. And in times of conflict, he was the supreme commander of the warriors. In Western Visayas, it was not uncommon for the datu to be the babaylan as well. The very influence and mystical ability of the babaylan, especially if he was a man, made him the most likely candidate for community leadership. So when we say babaylan, it is said to be the doctor in our time. He or she, the one who heals the sick people in the barangay. He or she is also the one being counseling by the datu. When we say counseling, the datu was always seeking for advice for the babaylan from what to do or not what to do, because a babaylan is the parang siya yung kinagagalang-galang nilang tao, dahil siya mismo ay marami nang naranasan sa mundo. So in their case, hindi siya pwedeng maging isang babaylan. Ang isang datu kailanman hindi pwedeng maging isang babaylan. In times of war, he is the supreme. He is the one leading his tribe to fight for their barangay. He is the one responsible for all the damages, and he must result from peace after that. A datu must always consider a good heart and a good talk for them to attain peace in every country. According to Renato Constantino, 1975, the datu was not an absolute ruler. The scope of his authority was given limits by a traditional body of customs and procedures. His usefulness to the community earned him respect, so that service were willingly rendered to him. He could be replaced if for some reasons he was found incapable of leading the community and his position was weakened. The subjects on their part served the datu during wars and voyages to his barangay. Renato said that a datu can be impeached if his term was weakened. Or sa madaling salita, pwede siyang mapatanggal kung kung hindi siya nagiging isang magaling na leader sa barangay. Pwede siyang palitan ng kahit na sino dahil wala siyang pakialam sa mga mamamayan niya. Pwede siyang i-impeach. Yun, according to Renato. And he also said that the members pay for the tribe or buwis through farm products. He is not taking money, but in terms of buwis, he just collects farm products. Maybe because he wants to be rich in farm products, but in my learning or in my information that I have gained, or the information that I can give from watching a teleserye that has a datu or raha, they are very kagalang-galang. There are two types of datu. A datu that can lead to a peaceful barangay, or a datu that can lead to a war. It means that the datu that can lead to a peaceful barangay can have a good leadership. Sa madaling salita, may dalawang klase ng datu. Isang datu na sakim sa kapangyarihan at isang datu na ang gusto lang mapaayos ang kanyang tribo. So, sa dalawang datu na yon, merong isa na napakasakim sa kapangyarihan na lahat ay gagawin niya, na kaya niyang pumatay ng mamamayan dahil ang gusto niya is magpayaman or makakuha ng kapangyarihan. Ang datu naman na kayang mag-lead or nai-improve niya ang kanyang barangay is iniisip niya lang yung kapakanan ng mga kamiyembro niya. Hindi siya nagpapataw ng buwis. Ang gusto niya is tahimik na buhay, walang kahit anong gulo, lahat nagkakasundo. So, in early pre-colonial political structures, there were datus, raha, and lakas. So, before we have been colonized by the Spaniards, it is great to have a datu, but as time passes by, the datu were being impeached, or we can say that hindi na nila kaya mamuno simula nung dumating sa atin ang mga Espanyol. So, as a result of my discussion for today, the early pre-colonial political structures and the barangay system, in short of that, the barangay is being called barangay when the technology developed highly, and the first communities were established and defined by the inter-island trading or seafaring because they have the access of their livelihood to the bodies of waters. And in the island trade, in the land-based communities, they were nomadic for their hunting animals, and they were collecting plants just for them to survive. Healing plants, rather. For my discussion, this barangay was only held by a datu until the time when the Spaniards came to our country, and that lesson will be tackled next after the Sultanate on the tatlong nagsumiklab na parang third sultanate that was emerging in our country will be next tackled. Thank you for listening for my discussion for today. I hope you have learned so much from me. Sorry if I said Tagalog, Sir Jailo, because I can't speak fluently in English, sir, because I have problems in English speaking right now, and I can't talk too much because of my throat. It's bleeding, So, sir, pasensya na po kung nagtagalog po ako, and sorry po kung masyado po akong medyo nakatingin sa baba kasi po nahihirapan lang po talaga ako mag-English. Pero huwag po kayong mag-alala. In-explain ko